Salut! Bine ați venit! Din cauza faptului că avem niște colegi care nu vorbesc engleză în sală, o să trec pe engleză. Nu vorbesc română. Nici română, nici maghiară, nici nimic. Bun. So I will switch to English. So hi everybody, welcome. My name is Oshi. I'm a consultant here at Accenture, mostly working with manufacturing solutions. But today and this afternoon I'm wearing a different hat, the one of design thinking facilitator. So I wrote an article, quite an introductory one, about what is design thinking, because I feel that it's the new buzzword. Everybody heard of design thinking, but nobody actually knows or uses it or knows how to use it or how it can help or what it is about. So I hope tonight I can make you a short introduction. So very simply put, design thinking is a practical and creative problem-solving method. What it does, it tries to find creative, innovative solutions to problems from any kind of domain. And I would like to describe it through its characteristics, which for me the most important one is the fact that it's human-centered. Why I say is the most important one. All the solutions that are found to the problems that we are trying to solve via design thinking have this ability to be very close to the end user, to the human that uses any kind of service, any kind of product. So for me, that's the most important. It's a solution. It's a method. Sorry, which is very empathic and focuses a lot on research. When you think about creative, I am sure many of you think about, when you think about design actually, I'm sure many of you think about creative, playful. So I think that new ideas have the best chance to come in an environment that is free, creative, and very playful. It's also iterative, fail fast, fail often, improve every time, something quite generic. It's prototype driven, which means we are working a lot, creating something tangible, which can be easily tested. And last but not least, it's collaborative. One of the best practices of design thinking is the fact that it gathers together groups of people from different backgrounds with different connections to the same problem to find a larger pool of ideas to that problem and find solutions that can best describe it. So what is the process? How we can think? What are the steps that we can follow to perform design thinking? Well, the first one is actually what I mentioned, human-centric and a lot of research. So the first step is discover. Try to discover as much as possible about the problem, about the environment of the problem, the people that are in the problem, and every detail regarding the problem that we are trying to solve. So that we can go to the next step, which is describe. In the describe method, everything that we have learned previously is visualized so that we can find and we can see what are the opportunity areas where we can ideate. And here I'm already thinking about the next step, which is ideate and prototype. So all of those ideas that are created, a prototype is created, and then it's iterated, new ideas, new prototypes, until some prototypes or one prototype makes it to the test phase. In the test phase, these prototypes are tested, and if it's proven to be a good solution, it goes to the implement phase, where a solution is implemented, let's say a viable solution, and it's deployed. Now this is quite a generic process, I guess, so you might be thinking, how do we put it into practice? So for each of those steps, in order to actually make a design thinking process, we have a set of tools and methods that we can use. You can find many on the internet. Accenture has a lot of its own methods and tools. The fact of the matter is that step by step, through these tools that we use and exercises, we can get the outcome out of each step to go to the next one. So for example, in the discover phase, we are doing a lot of research, we are observing people, we are having some interviews. In the describe phase, we are thinking in something very visual. We are doing user journey maps, personas, and any kind of visual description. Then, when we ideate and prototype, we are doing something physical. Out of some sketches, we are using sketches, we are using flip charts, we are using, I don't know, any kind of carton, sticky notes, whatever. The test and implement phase and what are the tools for that, I would say it depends quite a lot on the topic that we're trying to solve the problem with. So, for example, if it's something digital, then the test and implement phase can be quite, I don't know, something, a technical solution. If it's something generic, it can be even a play, it can be something built out of Lego, whatever that can be tested and then implemented. So very shortly, that was my presentation. I hope I managed to get you some extra information on what is design thinking, but also made you a bit curious to find out more. So just as the last comment here in Cluj office at Accenture, we are around 3 design thinking facilitators who are using the methods to solve problems, either for internal initiatives that we have in the company via workshops, or work with the clients to overcome some of their challenges. Thanks, and for questions you can find me around here.
We can take 1 or 2 questions.
One question from my side. Could you please give us an example of a problem which was solved during using this method?
Yes, we recently. This is one of the questions from the later panel. One of the workshops that we had very recently was on the topic of finding innovative solutions on how to increase a business for a certain client. Another example which we had also here in Cluj is to find a solution to a certain problem in some departments, in some projects. Yeah, I think those are 2 examples.